Hi, Stampers. It's Nancy from stampandshout.com. Welcome to my Facebook Live. This week I'm trying out Facebook. I want to see if more of you are going to watch on Facebook or YouTube. I'm going to throw it on YouTube also, but welcome. I'm so happy you're here. So, I'm here every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you share my post and you share my videos, I have a little giveaway for you. So I'm excited about doing that. Let's see, what else do I want to tell you? If you're watching me, please say hi and tell me where you're from. And if you're watching me on replay, all the giveaways are for replay watchers too. Everything is through Saturday. So I'll just move this if you want to read while I'm talking a little bit. The giveaways I just wanted to mention are for U.S. stampers only, but my videos and my posts and my newsletters, they're shared with, well, the whole world, I guess, and I appreciate each and every single one of you, so I'm glad you're here with me. Tonight we're going to make a dragon card, a Dragonfly Garden flip card. I like this style of card. It's fun to make. It's different. And make sure you stay to the end because I have a couple other cards that I want to show you that I made, and we'll talk about the giveaway and all that good stuff. And I have an extra giveaway at the very, very end, so make sure you stay tuned for that and keep your ears open. Don't forget to share my video and share my Facebook post about my video, and that's how you get entered to win. Let me tell you what I'm giving away. Oh, and by the way, last week's winners, I haven't got your address yet, so I'm looking for addresses from Rosemary Healy Reed and Nancy Bradley. You were both winners last week, so you need to message me or email me your address so I can send it out. My email, if you want it, is stampandshout@gmail.com, or you can Facebook message me. But the giveaway is, this week's giveaway is going to be 6x6 paper of the Let's Celebrate Designer Series paper. So this is 12 by 12 and I'm cutting it down to 6 by 6, and you'll get every single one of these. So let's see, I made a card like this, if you guys saw it. It was a Peaceful Deer card. I liked it because it was non-traditional. And then we have that one. Let me just go through these really quick so you can see. Fun, New Year's Eve, Christmas, anything you want. That's a pretty granny apple green. Pretty ornaments for Christmas. This is little bows on there. Stars, that could be for Christmas, Halloween, anything. Halloween spooky night, New Year's Eve. This is pretty generic, so it could be for anything. Halloween, excuse me. Fun. This one's kind of generic, but nice for fall. Ooh, that's fun, huh? I like the colors of that. And then fall and autumn and Thanksgiving. Ooh, more fireworks. You can do that for 4th of July or a birthday celebration. And then I think these last two are, you could use that one for Christmas. It's green if you can't tell on the camera. It's garden green or shaded spruce. And then the last one is kind of anything, any occasion paper. So again, that's the contest this week. 6x6 pack of that Designer Series paper. And that's for sharing my video and sharing my post about my video. So let's get started. So the flip card, this is kind of a nice card because it doesn't use up a lot of Designer Series paper, but it's just such a fun card to get. So what we're using is Poppy Parade, and it's 5.5 by 4 1/4. And then I have Soft Succulent, and that is 5 1/4 by 4. Then a white stamping piece that is, or background piece, that's 5 by 3 3/4. I have a strip of the Poppy Parade, and this is 2 1/4 by 5.5. And then the Designer Series paper, and that is 5 inches by 2 inches. And if you're wondering how I came up with this color scheme, it's because that is the colors that's in this Designer Series paper. Some of the Night of Navy, Poppy Parade, Soft Succulent, Daffodil Delight. So that's how I came up with this color combination. And if you're wondering how, some people always ask me, how did you come up with your ideas or what stamp set you're going to use? Well, the reason I came up with this dragon Dragonfly card is last weekend we were at our friend's house. We were visiting them and their new dog. Actually, she's now a year old. She is a golden doodle. She looks mostly like a golden. So we were sitting in the backyard, and all of a sudden a dragonfly came into the yard. And of course the dog saw it and started chasing it around, you know, and the dragonfly was floating through the yard. But what was so weird was the dragonfly stayed for 15 or 20 minutes. The dragonfly would go out to the neighbors and then immediately come back, and it went all around the yard, and it didn't leave. It kept playing with this dog. So I thought, dragonflies, I'm going to use that stamp set. So that dog and the summer night, that all encouraged me and inspired me to make a dragonfly card. So what are we going to do first? I want to think this through so I don't glue it behind. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all my stamping done. So I'm going to bring in a scrap and some Poppy Parade ink, and I'm going to stamp my dragonfly. And my free PDFs, when I send those out, that's how I kind of explain everything. I usually tell you all the supplies in my PDF, then I tell you what to stamp or emboss, and then we build the card. And that's exactly how my PDF goes out. So I'm going to offer the PDFs for this card. I have two other cards I'm going to show you at the end. Plus I have my Fast and Fancy Friday card. So all those are the free PDFs that I'm offering just as a little gift for placing an order, just a small order of $25, and I send those PDFs out to you. So kind of gives you some new ideas and inspiration of what to do. And the layouts you can use with any stamp set. So, okay, well, here's the coordinating dragonfly punch. So we're going to punch that little dragonfly out. Actually, he's the big one. There is a little one, but we're not using that little one today. And then let's see what else. I have my circles already done. So I cut out a circle in Poppy Parade. I cut out a circle in the Soft Succulent. And I cut out a circle in white, and I embossed it with the Time Worn type embossing folder. So those are about, let's see, those circles are 2.5 inches, 2 3/8 inches, and 2 inches approximately if you measure your layering circle dies. That's how I came up with that. And then let's see, we have to stamp our inside sentiment. And I'm just going to bring these in just to show me where the center is. And I'm going to stamp right in the center. You are an inspiration. So I know who this card is going to. I'm excited to send it out. And it's kind of cool too because it's the dragonfly. I'm pretty sure that's why they put this sentiment on the dragonfly stamps, is because dragonflies are supposed to be inspirational and kind of remind you to stop and enjoy life, love life. And there's so many, if you look up dragonflies, there are so many thoughts and symbolism that it represents. It's pretty interesting, but we won't do that on our card making night. Okay, so now this piece here, unless you want to, do you guys believe in the spiritualness of dragonflies? I know a lot of people do. Okay, I'm scoring this at 1/2 inch. I just want to look at my comments really quick. So that is all we need to do with that. Bring in my bone folder. So don't forget to say hi and let me know you're here and ask any questions you might have. So anyways, yeah, dragonflies. I don't know if you guys believe in the spiritual value, but there's so many things that they represent. It's kind of interesting, like I was saying. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start building our card. So I'm going to first put down the matte piece. And as you can see, I used the center of that matte piece for my circle that we're going to use on the front of our card because you're not going to see it. So it's a good way to use up that paper instead of a whole new piece. So this is going to go right in the center, like that. And then our white piece, before I put it down, oh, I have to show you one other thing I forgot to show you. The way I made this banner at the bottom, you're going to like this. I brought in the Pretty Pillow dies, and I'm going to use that to make that little fancied look at the bottom of my the strips of paper that go in the front. So what I'm going to do, you want to make sure your paper's going the right way. I'm going to put them both together. I'm going to put them in the die like this. All the stuff at the top is going to be on top of the die, so it's not going to cut or touch that. And I'm just going to center this right like this at the bottom. And I'm going to run it through my cutting machine just like that. And I'll be right back. Let me just do that really quick for you guys. Just have to line it up, make sure it's even. And I didn't want to have this done ahead of time because I wanted to show you how I lined it up. So just bear with me 1 second here. So another thing while we're waiting, they added a bunch of new items for celebration. I don't know if you guys saw those or not. I did post a picture. So there's lots of new items. And I think my favorite is the metallic brushed 12 by 12 paper. That is something you can use for the holidays coming up. So there it is. It cut the bottom out. So I'm just going to release it from the die. And now I have my two bottom pieces scalloped like that. I think that's so pretty. Pretty. Okay, so now we can go ahead and build this. So that's the 1/2 inch right there. And I'm going to put some glue on that, just on that 1/2 inch piece. If you guys are having trouble commenting, first let me put this on. I'm going to put this right in the center of my card, just like that. So I'm centering it, just eyeballing it, just like that. Anyway, if you're having trouble commenting, all you need to do is go into StreamYard.com/Facebook. It'll pop up and it'll say, do you want to comment? You click yes, and then that's it. You're done. You can comment. It's because I'm using the StreamYard software. Okay, so now this piece is going to go just like that, but I need to trim off a little bit. It's a little bit too long. And maybe just a little bit more. I want more of that poppy parade to show. I like that. Okay, that's good. So that was easy enough. So I can go ahead and glue this designer series paper. Isn't that pretty? That's the back side. It's always so hard to decide what side to use of the designer series paper. Oh, I want to tell you about this designer series paper too. Hang on 1 second. Let me finish putting this on. So now I'm just gluing this white piece onto the matte piece. So it was the card base, the matte piece, put the strips on the white piece, and then glue that down. But let me tell you about this designer series paper. I started to tell you that's how I came up with my color scheme. But this designer series paper is called Rings of Love. It's so pretty. and it's free in Celebration. So, but you know, that stuff is while supplies last, so it's got really, really pretty designs in here. Again, double-sided, but if you can see all this, look at that bird, how pretty that is. The little houses. Let me see if I can get any of this out. The little mushrooms. Pretty flowers. Look at the back, isn't that pretty? Anyways, really pretty paper, and this is a free item in the Celebration catalog, and I didn't check. Hopefully it's still available, because that's really a nice product to choose from. Okay, now I'm going to put the circles together. And then I'm going to pop him up with my dimensionals. My dimensionals, let's see here. Oh, I'm right at the end of all my dimensionals. That's okay, we use them all up. So I'm going to put some dimensionals, one on each wing. Okay, so I'm going to put him right in the middle here. Okay, then I'm going to pop this up right in the center there. So let me get some more dimensionals here. Using every single one of them up. Right to the end. So I can put one at the top, one at the bottom, and I think I'll put one about right there. And put them right there. I'll stick them down real good. Okay, so we'll center him right there on our card. And that's it. There's your fun flip card. Perfect for summer. You're an inspiration. You are an inspiration. So that is the flip card. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comments. I'll get back to you. And then here are my other two cards that I made. Again, I got this color scheme going of the poppy red and the soft succulent. So I used that same designer series paper, Rings of Love. I used the scalloped dies in a time-worn folder. And this also is the scalloped contour dies. Just used one side of it. And then this one, I did a lot of stamping, really quick and easy, and then colored in the flowers. And then this is the Let's Celebrate embossing folder. And I just embossed it and put a little bit more color on there. And then here's that little teeny tiny dragonfly. I put him in there. And then I do have my fancy card that's coming up Friday. So again, I send out PDFs for a small purchase online. And I'm also going to give away this card. I'm going to mail this out. And all you got to do is answer a question. And the question is, leave it in the comments, what inspired me to use the Dragonfly stamp set tonight? So I told that story a little bit earlier. The first person who answers that question, leaves it in the comments, I will mail this card out to them. So anyways, I do hope you enjoyed tonight's flip card. And visit my blog tomorrow. I'll have all the information about everything we talked about tonight at stampindshout.com. And excuse me, I got a frog in my throat, or a dragonfly. Share this video between Tuesday, oh, that says 9/2. It should be 8/2. between today and Saturday, and you'll be entered to win the 6x6 pack of the Celebrate Everything Designer Series paper. And orders that I receive by Saturday night, I send out the PDFs for all 3 of these cards, plus my Fancy Friday card. So again, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. And don't be shy. Stamp and shout.